Hey guys, my name is Patricia and I'm a 23-year-old entrepreneur and this is my first ebook and it's about how to set up an official business. So, we're going to be talking about the importance of having an LLC and the benefits for the first video. The first thing I'm going to talk about is the difference between an LLC and a sole proprietor and a partnership. So the main difference here is that LLC is a limited liability company, and meaning that you are not liable for something that can happen in that company, like you personally as a person. So you can really use the LLC to protect many personal assets, which is a good benefit. So, for example, if you have a storefront and somebody falls in front of your storefront and it is under LLC, then they can sue the LLC for everything that the LLC has. That does not mean that they can sue you, your personal name, for with the stuff that's under your name, like your house, like your car, and stuff like that. So they can't take that away. They can only take away like maybe like some of the money that the storefront made just for the fact that the LLC is under basically they're suing the LLC and not you personally. Now, when you do a sole proprietor, they can definitely like sue, you because you are under the sole proprietor. You're fully responsible for anything that can happen in the sole proprietor. A partnership is when you have, you are partners with somebody else. Now you guys are both responsible for anything that happens. So they could definitely, sue both of y'all and then y'all both be responsible for anything that can happen inside that business. So that is like one of the main reasons why you should definitely get an LLC instead of a sole proprietor or a partnership. Okay, so another reason why you should get an LLC is because it has great tax advantages. So, one thing is that you can get like, like a corporation or stuff like that. But another thing, it's kind of like if you were just starting off and you don't have like a lot of employees or like a lot of, things going on really, then, the LLC is the most simplest form. So you should definitely just go with getting the LLC and then later on doing it as a corporation. Another reason is because when it's time to file your taxes, you and the LLC and you are basically one, like you're legally like one. So you can file the taxes together and you guys won't be double taxed. Like, so you'll be taxed as one basically. When you file as a corporation, you're going to be taxed as a business and then you're going to be taxed as you as a person, US citizens that get taxed every single year. So that is why you should do the LLC because you won't get taxed twice. Another reason why you should get an LLC is because business owners, not just, like you don't have to have a like really like an official like business, like as far as like a storefront or something like that, but just having an LLC and being like, a business owner can give you advantages on tax deductions and tax credits and stuff like that. So like basically, at the end of the year, when you're filing your taxes and you're saying that this is how much you made this year, they're going to say, okay, well, you have to pay taxes on how much you made. But if you technically did other things, as far as expenses, like going out the country, going to trips, as far as that had to do with your business, like you could literally go on a trip and hand out a business card or talk about your business and stuff like that. And it's considered a business trip that you can deduct it from your taxes. You can also deduct what's it, food, your miles, your gas, your phone bill, your bills in your house. If you work from home like I do, the bills in my house are considered like my business utilities. So like now I have to, I could discount that and off my taxes. So my bills, my phone bill, my travel, my marketing, like certain things that I do is part of marketing, and that also, is a big expense. So literally, if I made 100,000 this year, then I can deduct many things, so I won't have to pay taxes on 100,000. That's how it works. So basically, you'll either pay taxes on 100,000, or you could say that you went on a trip and this and that, like you went on a trip, you got food, you had miles, you had bills to pay, all this stuff, and it lowers your tax your taxable income. So now your taxable income would be less, like depending on how much you spend and stuff like that. So if you spend like 50,000 on all that stuff, then you will only be charged 50,000. You will only be taxed on 50,000. So that is another great way, and another good reason to have an LLC, because when you have a job, like, or you have income from a job, then you're getting taxed every single, like, every single time you get paid. So, but if if you have like a business, you don't get taxed every single time. You get taxed at the end of the year. And if you lower how much you're gonna get taxed on, you won't pay as much in taxes as you would, doing other things. Like, so yeah, that's one of the reasons why you should get an LLC, and one of the advantages of having an LLC. Okay, and the last thing I'm gonna say, if I didn't already say it, an LLC is formed real simple. So I'm about to teach you guys how to actually set one up and register it with the state that you're in. But it's the most simplest type of business to prepare, other than like the sole proprietor and partnership. But you don't want that, because you don't want to be liable for anything. Like, you want to protect your assets, so you don't want nobody to sue you personally, like as a person. Instead, they could just sue the business, because you could just always open up another LLC. But basically, it's a easier, though, like the most simplest form, because the corporation's a lot of paperwork and stuff like that. You just get the three documents that I'm gonna tell you, which is the articles of organization, the EIN number, and the operating agreement. And you just go ahead and open up a business checking account and start building relationships with banks. And then we're gonna talk about business credit building and the benefits about that, which is also included in the benefits of having an LLC, in the last video here that I make. So stay tuned for that. But we will be jumping into how to form the LLC next.